Hello, all my cruising and travel fans. It's Rob here with Cruising on the High Seas
And
Travel.
Dewey with Dewey Destinations.
Dewey! And here tonight we are starting a brand new special edition that's coming once a month where we're talking all about the LGBTQ2 plus as they are around the community and aboard many vessels as we are cruising around viewing many destinations. So without further ado, we're going to go through a little small housekeeping. And let me just scroll right back up to the top. Of course, we're opening, welcome you guys all on in. And the small housekeeping that we do ask for is welcome to the Rainbow Waves, a fun, safe, respectful space for LGBTQ2 plus cruising, travel, and community. Everyone's welcome, but any disruption or negativity will not be tolerated. So, Dewey, would you like to start off with our first one?
Sure. We decided that this show will be all about the LGBTQ community and traveling, specifically with cruising, because any of you who are not a member of the community, I'm sure you've run across a bunch of us who are on any and every cruise ship. Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's a few. Sometimes you probably wonder what is going on, what is it all about? We hope to answer some of those questions on this series. And we've got a whole series with different topics and stuff planned for each month. So it should be a very interesting series. Rob has done a lot of good thinking on all of this. So
a lot, and it took a lot of time to get this put together. I was hoping to have it started by the beginning of the new year, but it took a little bit more time to get everything all lined up in place.
Well, it's better late than never. So
yes, and of course, before we do forget, I would like to also welcome on in our viewers are inside the chat. So at the top of the chat, we have DG Explorers. Welcome on in. Our good dear co-host, Mr. Dewey Skis. Hello, Kevin. Welcome on in. He lives just a few hours down the road from me, so hopefully one day I will get to meet up with him. And thank you for sharing it on Reddit. And Dewey is saying, there is audio to this video.
Yeah, I was referring to the video you had.
You're referring to when I had it on the backstage.
Yeah, okay. I forgot nobody else could see it, so.
Yeah, you're referring to when I had it on the backstage. And then hello, create and relate. Welcome on in. Now, give me 1 second.
I think you're still muted.
No, I think I'm good. No, my mom was telling me something about an air plan that we had for our previous trip. Ways we can use up our points. So for create and relate, if you can remind me what your name is, that'd be greatly appreciated. I do recognize the name. I just can't remember your name. Please and thank you. Create and relate. They are also saying, how is that done? When I click on the thumb up, there was a little airplane. Is it possible to change the symbol? I've actually noticed that lately.
Today was the first time I noticed it.
I've been noticing that a little bit lately. I haven't came up with an answer yet, but I've noticed every time you click on it, it's like a little airplane goes.
Yeah,
But to me, it
I
seems pretty cool.
I had never noticed it before, so I'm not sure if it might be something new that YouTube's come up with.
It could be something possibly brand new. Next inside the chat is Mrs. Roxy.
Hey, Roxy.
Hello, hello, hello. Nightbot is in the chat. And it is I'm probably gonna mispronounce his name. Stefania?
Stacy.
Oh, so my bad, Stacy. I'm very bad at pronouncing people's names, so please do forgive me. Reading is not one of my top subjects. And of course, Nightbots talk about Mr. Justin's 40th birthday on Mariner of the Seas. If you're interested, reach out to me and I can help you get yourself booked April 3rd to the 10th of 2027.
One more year and a week to go.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. I thought you were done. I don't know. And then we're at the bottom of the chat. So, what is the Rainbow Waves all about? A space for LGBTQ2 plus cruise talk, travel stories, and a welcoming community. That's what it's all about.
Hopefully, everybody will feel comfortable here and join in the discussion, ask your questions, and spark some interesting conversations.
Yes, sirree. Because if we don't have the answers, I'm sure we can get them for you.
Oh, yes.
All right. The next one that we have covered up in here is talking about who is this stream for? It's for anyone, whether you're cruise before or are just curious. That is who this is all for. So we want to share the love and the knowledge and experience to you. And of course, like Dewey says, if there are questions, please do let us know. We will give you the answers. If we don't, we'll find the answers for you.
And I'm sure the conversations will be quite varied, so you don't have to be a member of the LGBTQ community to enjoy the show or to have questions. But this is an open forum, but it's just going to have a lilt towards that. So
Correct. All right. And then we are diving into the second part of it. Of two is the LGBTQ2 plus, and that seems to be a tongue twister.
oh, I know it keeps getting longer every year.
It keeps getting longer. Yeah, it does. Cruise basics, and I will let you take the first one, Mr. Dewey.
Okay. Well, this is kind of a tricky question because what makes an LGBTQ2 plus cruise? Not every cruise is an LGBTQ2 plus cruise, but there'll be LGBTQ2 plus members probably on every cruise. Now, the ones that are, and to make this easier, I'm just going to shorten it to gay when we're talking about the cruises, so I don't have to read those letters every time. But if it's an actual gay cruise, you have two different kinds of that. Some of them are full charter cruises where everybody on the cruise is gay. And then, of course, that's going to have a totally different theme and activities and events and stuff. And then you have other cruises that just have maybe a large group. I've been on one before. It was called the Big Gay Cruise, and there was like 700 people on the cruise. And it was on an Oasis class ship, I believe. So it's, we had plenty of other people on the ship. It wasn't just limited to us, But it's like anytime you go on a very large group cruise. That one just happened to be a very large group cruise full of gay people. So um, you're going to run across people on every cruise. Now, if it's not a gay related cruise, you'll see members of the community all over the ship. They'll be doing the same thing as everybody else does. They're not any different, just because they have different orientations. Uh, just they have their own meetups, just like you have solo meetups, and you have uh, you know uh, all the different various different kind of meetup, like the different Facebook groups will have meetups, and so you'll have the LGBTQ meetups as well. Sometimes they're a big affair, sometimes they're just a small affair. It just depends on who's on the ship and what's going on. Most of the ships, they're what they call a non-hosted group.
Yep, and just to put a keynote in there, and those are hosted pretty much daily in the
Yeah.
evening.
You'll find them in your calendar just like you'll find any other event. And when with most of them not being hosted, that means nobody from the ship will be there running the activities. Then it all depends on who shows up and what they want to do. Sometimes you'll get people with natural born leaders that kind of, hey, who's all here for the meetup? And then they'll try to get things going. Other times it's just a whole bunch of gay people together in one location. And sometimes everybody's talking. Sometimes so this is one of the things that gets frustrated for me. So many times I go to them and it's like, okay, you have all these pairs. And if you're a solo, like there's nobody really paying attention to the solos. It's like just a place for everybody to go and have drinks together. And sometimes they're in large groups. And this cruise that was just on early this month, we had a meetup every day in the bar. It wasn't organized by the ship, but there were a lot there. But it was our group. We had 5 people in our group that were on this particular cruise. So we had our group. Other people had their groups. Nobody was really commingling very much, unfortunately. But then I've been on other cruises before where the crowd was a lot of people that didn't know each other. They got to know each other to meetups. And one particular cruise, there were probably like 20 of us that got together. By the end of the cruise, we were all friends. We were running around like a bunch of teenagers in a pack. We were doing things. Oh, excuse me. We were doing things together. Where most of us are still friends on Facebook and other media. Most of us have had a chance to cruise with each other on other cruises. And so it was a good chance to get to meet a bunch of similar, like-minded people. But that isn't always the case on most cruises, unfortunately.
Yeah. And Stacy is saying, I've never cruised before. My daughter is on LGBTQ, so very interesting.
Well, if she has she ever cruised before? Her daughter?
I do not know that answer. Let us know in the chat.
If your daughter has never cruised before, and another question, is your daughter out? Because if she's out and cruises, okay, she's never cruised before.
Never.
Will she be cruising by herself? Because if she's going to be cruising by herself, getting together in these meetups is a great way to get to know people that you'll feel safer. Okay, she is out. That's good. And now we'll see if she's traveling by herself or if she'll have other people with her.
Yeah, because next year I will actually be trying something different.
Okay, she'll be with Stacy and her brother. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Um, this is a good chance for her to get to know other people that are on the ship that have similar interests to hers. Somebody she can talk to. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to hook up or they're going to become, you know, dating partners or anything like that. But it's good to just have people you feel comfortable with that you're talking to. So I would definitely encourage her to go to the meetup, whatever ship you're going to be on, and enjoy a chance to. And all three of you can go together because you don't have to be a member of the community to go. I mean, most of the time, the events going on at this meetup, it's a mixed crowd because there's other people at the bar already anyway. So you're going to have a lot of mix there, and as long as people don't have a problem with it, it's a great way to have nice open discussions and get to know each other.
Exactly. All right, and the next one that we have came up with is: are there actual LGBTQ cruise companies? The answer is yes, like
Yeah.
Atlantis Events and Oliver's Travels.
Yeah. So, and
And,
there's many different.
there's plenty more like Virgin Voyages and
Well, I wouldn't classify Virgin Voyages as a LGBTQ cruise company, but they are very LGBTQ
Mhm.
friendly.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I was about to say.
yeah.
They are very friendly in that, but they wouldn't classify them under that like as a cruise company.
And fortunately, it seems most of the cruise lines are either somewhat friendly or very friendly. I have not had any bad experiences where because I was on a specific cruise line, I felt alienated or mistreated or anything like that. So that's always good. Plus, they know us in the LGBTQ community spend money.
Yeah, they spend money.
Yeah, so they want that money, and so they're going to do their best. I can't. I wish I could remember which cruise line I was on where they actually had hosted meetup, and I cannot remember. But that was great because the first day you showed up, you see a bunch of people, you look around, and say, "I wonder if he is one of the members. I wonder if he is. I wonder if he is." And all of a sudden, two people from the stage crew, the theater cast, came in, and they just flat out said, "Well, this is the LGBTQ meetup." Said, "Who's all here for that?" And of course, everybody in the room raised their hand. There wasn't anybody in there that wasn't, but there was only like five of us. So they all gathered us together in one location instead of scattered all over the room. And so every night we knew, okay, boom, it got started off on a good foot. Every night we could go to that location after the meetup. If we all wanted to go to dinner together, we could. If you all had your own plans, you could go do whatever you wanted. But it was a great thing for the ship to do to help organize it. Now, on some ships, they don't do anything. You have to kind of announce yourself and try to form your own event. Some may put up a sign so that people know they've got the right location, but that's better than nothing. But you have to be somewhat aware so that you can start your own conversations and possibly create your own events.
Yeah. All right.
We said that one cruise where there was like 20 of us, we just kind of created our own events so much so that we got some of the other people on the ship involved with us. So.
Yeah. And relate, Stacy's saying we are in the UK, but want to travel to the USA and go on a cruise. We have all been were to give. Just jumped on me for a sec. Let me scroll back up to it. There we go.
Been worried to give holidaying in the USA because of views expressed by the likes of Trump. So far, I have found on most of the cruises, nobody gives a shit about him. That's one thing you try to avoid. You don't talk politics, you don't talk religion, but anything else is open. So if whatever's going on in politics doesn't seem to affect people that are on a cruise, they're there for a good time. They're not there to get upset and all irate. So you probably won't find that to be much of a problem. Which cruise line will you be on? Because that makes a difference too. If you're on a cruise line that has multinationalities on it frequently, that makes it even easier because most of them could care less too. So,
Mhm. All right. The third one, we are talking about stories and engagement. What's your personal experience on a cruise? Share 1 to 2 quick stories, funny, wild, or meaningful.
well, I've already shared some of my stories.
And Dewey has already covered some of his stories. For me, normally when these events go on, it's either I'm already drained out where I'm just ready to kick back and relax. But when I do have enough energy, I do wander the ship, but I haven't yet gotten down to one of the events yet. But it is on the bucket list for when I do go cruising again very, very soon, in less than 60 days. Hopefully, I'll be able to have enough energy to get down and go to one of the events and check them on out.
And a lot of times it depends on who you're cruising with.
And that too, who you're cruising with too.
But if I'm cruising by myself, I'll usually go the first day. But if it doesn't seem warm and inviting, I usually won't waste my time on any of the others unless I just happen to be in the area. I'll stop in to see if anything's happening, but usually I'll let the first day be the judge of the atmosphere. So that's why I always encourage people go on that first day because sometimes if nobody's there, other people see that they're not going to come. So you need to kind of help get things started, even if it's not a big blow up event. And if you're traveling with, like I said, this cruise I was on earlier this month, we had 5 of us guys that all knew each other and we were traveling together. So, we kind of had our own event. And when we went, we were all 5 in there having drinks before dinner. And so we just kind of brought the group with us. So even if there was nobody else in there, we could start the group ourselves if we needed to.
Yep.
And somebody who's not necessarily a member of the community, but friendly towards the community, they're always welcome as well because we're always looking for people that we can carry on a discussion with, help answer their questions, and make them feel comfortable too. So just, if you're traveling by yourself or with people that aren't a member of the community, that don't mean you can't go. And the nice thing is normally there's going to be other people there too that are not members of the community. So you can feel kind of in place anyway.
Yep. And then the next one we got is the chat. Have you ever been on a cruise? If not, when would you try an LGBTQ2 plus cruise? Why or why not? Because there are some, I understand why they wouldn't, but once they understand what the LGBTQ2 plus is all about and get to understand it more better, then they may change their answers.
Oh yeah,
on it.
And even as a member of the community, there's some cruises that I would not feel comfortable going on because some of them are to me they're too over the top. They're not quite my style, so I probably would not feel as comfortable in one of the full charters, even though I would like to try one sometime. But I would probably feel uneasy going in one of those. Whereas when I went on the one with just 700 people, that was so much better because it was much more low key. It wasn't over the top, out of hand. It wasn't like full of orgies and all that kind of stuff. So it was a much easier. It was the kind of environment that if you didn't feel comfortable doing the things they had planned, there was still plenty of other things going on the ship you could do. So it was good. I enjoyed it, and I would probably do one of those again. I think they got that particular group has a full ship charter coming up this fall. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, and Stacey's saying that she has no idea. It's just basically playing with the idea a bit of when she wants to go on a cruise.
Well, since none of you have been on a cruise before, you got a wide open slate. So the best thing to do is figure out what it is you like or what it is you expect to get from a cruise, and then try to find a cruise that's geared for that. If you're looking for a really wild party time, that's one thing. But if you're looking for something more mellow and relaxing and peaceful, then that's another. Every cruise line has a different kind of people that they cater to, and you can find the right mix. It's just a matter of coming up with knowing what you're looking for, so that you find what that thing that is fit your needs.
Correct.
If you're looking for something more low key, then you probably want to stay away from uh, Carnival, which can tend to be
A little
pretty
more party.
much a party ship all the time. Though they have some that can be low key, and I have heard that recently they've started doing some adult only cruises.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on one of those yet, but it would be very interesting to see, because usually the thing I don't like about Carnival is there's way too many kids.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't mind also checking that out too.
I don't like having a bunch of knee-high monkeys running around my knee while I'm trying to, walk the ship or do the buffet or something like that, because they're usually out of control and nobody's watching them. And that is not my cup of tea at all. But but I do love Virgin because they don't have kids. So
Which that's also on my bucket list too, to check on out.
I love Virgin.
Yep. But I've made a pledge to myself saying the day I book Virgin Voyages is the day I'm going to be making sure I get myself that balcony, because I want that hammock.
You gotta have that hammock. You bet.
I want it. Even though I'm paying a little bit more, I'm paying it just to get that hammock.
Yeah. Yesterday, was it today's Saturday? Yeah, I believe it was yesterday. Virgin was doing a live feed all day long from their new ship, the what is it? Can't remember the name of the ship now. They were doing their first crossing of the Panama Canal. So most of it was just a live feed video of them going through the canal, but then they had some of their people on the ship come in and do interviews and talks and stuff like that periodically. But it ran all day long. I mean, it was started. I don't know what time it started, but it was on when I got up in the morning, and then it ran till 5 or 6 in the evening last night until they were out of the canal. So it was a long event, but it's a different environment than a lot of ships. So it just everybody's got something different, and you just have to figure out how flexible you are to fit into a new environment, and how receptive you are to kind of enjoying yourself. Excuse me, goodness. But a lot of times, one of the things I like best about when you're on a cruise, and this isn't necessarily whether you're solo or with anybody else, nobody there knows you. And in a week, nobody there's going to even care about you anymore, probably. I mean, you may make a few good stuff, but you can talk all you want, and it's not hard to start up a conversation, because you already have two things in common. One, you like to travel, and two, you like to cruise. So if you can't start a conversation with that, you're a boring person, and you probably just need to go sit in your room and watch TV. So it's very easy to strike up a conversation. You sit next to somebody at the bar or in a lounge somewhere. If all worst comes to worst, where are you from? Then that usually starts a conversation, and then before you know it, it's like, especially if you're a frequent traveler, then you say, "Oh yeah, I've been there," and there's so many different ways you can go with the conversation, and it's not like you're stressed for content because so many of the things that people are on a cruise for, they all experience the same kind of stuff, so it's a lot easier to share. And the more you share, the more comfortable you feel being there and being involved in the activities going on. And there's been times that I've been on a cruise, and it's like the first day I'll meet, maybe a few different couples or something like that. And it's like the next thing you know, we're always at the same events. So we're all gathering together all the time to do stuff. Or maybe we decide, hey, let's all go eat together, or let's go do trivia together, or let's go do this together. And it helps make the whole event better if you help get yourself involved in it, because it's only going to be as good as you make it. So if you're the one that's going to just sit around like a bump on a log, you're not going to have as much fun as somebody who's out there in the middle of things and getting involved and making memories. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and we are now diving into talking about what are some LGBTQ friendly cruise destinations. Places like Key West and San Juan.
I know Key West is a LGBTQ friendly place. I didn't realize San Juan was,
Yeah,
but there are many places, but there's also many places that aren't. So you do have to be careful and do a little bit of research if you're going to try to participate in LGBTQ events at the port you go to. You want to make sure it's a port that's friendly towards you, because there's some ports, not as many here in the Caribbean, but like if you go over to Europe, you really got to be careful, because there's some places you could be in some serious trouble if you go out there and openly act gay. And here in the Caribbean, I really have not run across any place where I didn't feel welcome, or I mean, they may not be many activities specifically going on, but at least I didn't feel like I was alienated because I was a gay person. So you just have to kind of be careful, especially if you're new and into exploring. You don't want to get yourself into any kind of trouble, but you really have to be careful, especially as you get more towards like the most of the Caribbean islands that you go to up here, but probably when you go down towards the Eastern Caribbean and the Southern Caribbean, when you start getting close to South America, you may need to kind of do just a little research and see how they normally feel, so that you don't find yourself in any awkward situations.
correct. And Stacey's saying totally, but definitely something more low key, which is start low key, and then build your way up as you feel more comfortable.
MSC would be a good one to get started on for a number of reasons. They have a large European clientele because they are an Italian cruise line. So you will find a lot of Americans on it when you sail over here, but there's also a lot of other people on there. So as a foreigner, you would be less likely to stand out. And they're usually relatively inexpensive. To me, they're very classy, very elegant ships, and they're not a wild party ship, but there's plenty of good entertainment. The food is excellent, and there's plenty of things you can do, and different groups of people that you can get involved in. So that would be a good one that kind of stays low key without getting expensive, because sometimes low key can get pricey because it gets more people get in when they think low key. They start to think, oh, it's going to be one of those hoity-toity type cruises or something, and it doesn't have to be.
No.
I have really only been on one cruise where I felt like it was a hoity-toity cruise. In every place else, I've always felt very much that I fit in with whoever was on the ship. So,
Yep. And Roxy's saying, I like hanging out with you all in the jewelry store on the ships.
yeah, we did have some fun on that cruise, didn't we, Roxy? And we didn't even have to buy anything. Or at least I didn't,
Yep.
which is rare for me.
Yep. And I had some fun with you when I went cruising with you just over a year ago.
Yep.
That was fun. Got myself some nice jewelry.
Yep. Sometimes hanging out with me, even if I don't buy something, can be beneficial.
It definitely
We,
can be.
we call it the Dewey discount.
Big
Because
Dewey
I know how
biscuit.
to negotiate, I've bought enough stuff from them over the years that they respect me, and they usually will get some pretty good prices for people that are with me. So.
And then every destination LGBTQ friendly. Not always important, but research and stay aware. So,
Yep.
like as Dewey has also mentioned, research the destinations you're going to see if they are LGBTQ friendly. There,
And even
because
if they're not necessarily friendly, you want to make sure they're not anti, because the ones that are anti are the ones that can be dangerous, where you could get hurt, you could get arrested, you could get killed. Like a lot of places in Africa, Asia, the Middle East, not necessarily Asia, but the Middle East and Africa and around those areas. Some of those places, it's not safe to be openly gay. I mean, you can easily get uh, beat up, hurt, killed, and nobody would bat an eye about it. So, depending where you're going, you do want to check.
by all means, you definitely do. And the fifth one is talk about the fun side.
Hey, we all know, because hanging around with a bunch of gay guys can be a lot of fun. We know how to have fun. We're not afraid to have fun, and sometimes, I mean, there's a lot of straight people that love to hang around with the gay crowd because they just know they're going to be a fun crowd. So you mix everybody together, then it doesn't become so much a gay crowd as much as it becomes just a crowd of people having fun. And that's when it's really comfortable, because then you don't feel like you're standing out or anything like that. So Cruise Tuber says they're allies, and that's great, because you get a bunch of allies together, that's when you start to have fun.
Yep. And welcome in, cruise tubers. And thank you for coming to the tonight's show. All right. What actually happens on these cruises? A party, drag show, meeting people, theme nights.
It depends on what kind of cruise it is. If it is a fully chartered cruise, oh boy, you'll have parties all the time. You'll have pretty much orgies all over the place. You'll have a lot of drag shows. You'll have pretty much anything you can think of when you associate with a bunch of gay people. That's probably going to happen on the ship. Now, when I was on the big gay cruise, which is 700 people, we had drag queens that were part of the group that did a lot of the hosting of events. Some of the events were drag shows, but they also did like regular game shows. They did the kind of things that would happen on any cruise, except it was for our group only. And they were just often hosted by the various drag queens. Some of them are very well known, especially if you follow RuPaul. Some of the people that sail with that group are popular that way. So, yeah, but they don't have orgies and all that kind of stuff going on. Now, that's not saying that people in the group didn't get together in their own rooms and do things, but it's not the big push like it is when you go on the big charters. And then on a regular cruise, they're just people like everybody else on a ship. They do the same things, they go to the same events. There's very rarely anything that is strictly gay related unless they create it themselves. So they're just getting involved with the general population. So it's not like it's a bad thing.
Yeah. And
And
the
theme
cruise,
nights, of course, gay people love theme nights. So
yeah, they definitely do. The cruise tubers says love hanging with the LGBT friends.
and we love hanging with people like you. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And of course, just a couple notes that Nightbot is dropping. Let me get up to the first one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Now's an amazing time to smash that like button, ring the bell, and have the bell set to all. And of course, we are also on Facebook, so you can find my channel on Facebook too. Encourage you to join us over there. And of course, we have merch inside of our shop. So feel free to check out our shop on the internet, and we can see if we can get you hooked up with some cruising on the high seas and travel swag. And of course, I'm on my road to 2,000 subscribers. So if you can help me get there by May 31st, I would definitely gladly appreciate it. I'm currently sitting at 1631 last time I updated this Nightbot. I think I might have like one or two more since then, so the number's a little more closer. And the last one that Nightbot is dropping is talking about Justin's 40th birthday party happening April 3rd to the 10th of 2027 on Mariner of the Seas out of New Orleans. I would definitely be there because I gotta be there for Buddy's birthday. Come on.
I've got it on my wish list. So
And of course, we will talk. So right now, we are talking about actually going down Bourbon Street. And have you ever been down Bourbon Street, Dewey?
yes, during the daytime, not at nighttime when it was really active and stuff. So
I've done both, and it is definitely a difference between night to day.
oh yeah, I'm sure it is. So being there in the daytime, it was bizarre enough. I hate to imagine it'd be like at night.
And you do come across some enjoyable moments.
Oh yeah.
But of course, as we are requesting to have respectful inside the chat and around the community, the same thing applies on Bourbon Street or even no matter wherever you go. You give respect, you're going to be getting the respect.
I've got a friend that lives, a couple of different friends that live in New Orleans, and I need to get over there and visit one or both of them and get a chance to experience New Orleans the right way.
Yeah. And Tuba Chat, it sounds like he's working his way to his 1,000 right now. I wish you best of luck, and you will be there before you even know it. I was surprised how fast it took me to get to the 1,000 mark. So you will make it one day. And hopefully that day is extremely soon.
I'm not even sure where I'm at. Let me take a quick look and see.
All right. And what's the overall vibe?
I've
Like,
only got 162, so I got a long ways to go. But then I don't do much with my channel. So.
yeah. What is the overall vibe? Like Pride, but on a ship.
And there again, too, it depends on what kind of ship you're on. If it's a full charter, it's going to be one vibe. If it's just a big group, that's going to be another. And if it's just a normal ship, it's just going to be, a general vibe. But it all depends on the people that are on the ship too. Because if you only have two or three people that go to the meetups and try to do anything, you're not going to notice anything at all. But if you get a larger group that likes to do things together and kind of create some fun and excitement, there'll be a better vibe there. So.
Thank you for coming in, Stacy. And we will catch you on the next live stream. Have a great night's sleep, and we'll talk to you then.
One thing to keep in mind, and I should have mentioned this earlier, when you're looking on the calendar of activities for the meetups, sometimes it may be called LGBTQ2 plus meetup. Sometimes it may be called Friends of Dorothy. And Friends of Dorothy is kind of a term that's been around for a while. It mainly refers to Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, which has always been, Wizard of Oz has always been a big thing with the gay community, and Dorothy's always been a big icon. So Friends of Dorothy. But then there's also a author by the name of Dorothy Parker, who was known for her support of gay friends in some of her earlier, more conservative times with her writing. So, it's like Dorothy's kind of a popular phrase here, but most people these days, it's Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
But either of those terms you'll find when you're looking for the meetup. So, and usually if it says Friends with Dorothy, you'll also see they probably have. There's another that's Friends of. Can't remember what it is. It's for like the Alcoholics Anonymous, and I can't remember what that friend is. But they'll usually have a meetup as well, and but you'll see different friends of, and then those are usually symbolic of specific groups. So.
Yep. Oops.
Friends of Bill. Thank you.
Friends of Bill?
Friends of Bill W. Yep. That's the Alcoholics Anonymous group. So if you're not a drinker or you're a member of AA, you can go to that group and you got people there to help support you, because there's a lot of drinking on a ship. And if for somebody who's in AA, I'm sure that can be quite a temptation. So it's nice to have your group there that you can turn to help keep you on track.
Yes. For sure. And we are now coming down to the bottom of the wrap up. So we're going to start wrapping things up slowly. And we are asking, what should we talk about next? And when you go on a cruise after this?
Well, I'll definitely go on cruises any chance I get.
I'm already booking into 2028. That's how far out I'm booking.
I've got a maybe booked for September, and that's as close as I've got right now because I haven't got any money, so I haven't been booking anything like I used, not like I did when I was cruising at my heaviest. So
yeah, because every time I turn around, I'm normally booking a cruise.
Well, you're always welcome to book one for me. But yeah, I still got my wish list going, and I watch all of my casino offers and stuff. So if I get an opportunity to go, I'm there.
And like I said, I'm always looking at cruises, and I'm trying to line up all my cruises to match up with family time, to friends time, and just trying to see who's going where and when are they going, and does it line up with my schedule. Because I always block out, I normally block out May, but this time I'm actually cruising in May. But I always have June, July, August, and then normally in September I'll start plugging things in again. But for the summer months, I try not to cruise because that cuts into my park time. And
Yeah, if I get a job where I can afford to, I'd really like to go on a cruise for my birthday this year, but I don't think that's going to happen. So,
yeah, because if I pay for something to have a pass for, I'm going to try and utilize it as much as I possibly can.
yeah.
I want to make sure I get my monies out of it. We're going to dive back over into the chat quickly. See what is going on up in the chat. Make sure I haven't missed nothing. And of course, if you need assistance of booking any travel, please reach out to me and I will be more than glad to help you get you booked on a cruise or any type of travel combinations. Nightbot's talk about Justin's birthday again. April 3rd to the 10th of 2027. And Roxy is saying solo cruise. I've yet to try a solo cruise. It is on my bucket list because that is something I do want to experience, because I can't always rely on my friends and my family to line up their travel schedules with mine. Nor can they rely me to line mine up with theirs all the time. Because eventually,
once I got used to solo cruising, it was not difficult to keep it up because I got used to just having to worry about me, myself, and I, and not worrying about anybody else.
and the cruise tubers are booked on the Luna in 2 weeks.
Great.
That's great. I am. Well, let me know a little bit teaser of what it's like, because I am actually planned to. I actually am going to be on that ship in 2027. I think it's 7. Let me see. I want to say 7. And there's a good app that I use called Shipmates. You can find me on there, and my tag name is Clots. COTHS. And for the Luna, it is in 2027 in October out of New York. So I am excited to check that brand new ship out and see what it has to offer, because I'm very big on the Norwegian cruise lines.
I went on my first Norwegian back in December on the Encore, and I really liked it. I'd like to do it again. I mean, that was our Helping Hands for Cruising cruise, so I didn't get a chance to fully experience the ship like I would the way I cruise, because we were so involved with things going on with our group. So I'd like to try it sometime, either as solo or with friends or something, and just experience more of what it's about. But I liked the ship; it was great.
Yeah, and the cruise tubers will have videos after the ship tour and reviews. So yeah,
We'll definitely have to be watching that.
I will definitely have to check it out and get a couple teaser tastes of it. And have a great night, Roxy. And we will
see you, Roxy. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for coming by, and we will definitely see you around the chats. All right. Flip back over the banners. So let us know if you're watching live. What would you like us to talk about next? And of course, if you're part of Team Replay, let us know in that comment section, like right down below. And of course, don't forget to smash that like button, ring the bell, and set notifications all. And of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already.
Because if you subscribe and set that bell, then you won't miss any great shows like these.
Mm-hmm. Because we do these kind of shows once a month. And
Not to mention all the many other kinds of shows you do.
all the other main I do. I do the open mic live, in which that's gonna change. That's gonna change just a slight, just a very slight. It's gonna change because on the last one, there was just a small little issue that had to be dealt with, and I do apologize for the ones that have seen it. I do apologize upon that. That shouldn't have happened.
Well, it was handled properly, so.
But it was handled very quickly. And last but not least, thank you all for coming out tonight for our first LGBTQ2 plus live stream. And of course, we will be back again for this kind of live stream again on.
Oh, Scotty's Travels are here. We almost missed them. Hey, Scotty.
Who is I think Scotty J.
Scotty J. Yeah.
He must have popped in somewhere where I didn't catch him.
Yeah, he's down below where you are at monitoring.
There I see him.
I almost missed him too. So.
There's Mr. Whoop Whoop. Hello. Yes, and it is Clots, COTHS. You can find me that on Shipmate. And like I said, our next live stream like this will be on April 25th, 2026 at 8 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Central. But I will definitely be having other live streams talk about various topics, and of course the open mic nights that happen every third Saturday of the month. So that for sure will definitely be coming, and I look forward to our next topic, which I believe I have it currently set at. I want to say something about it has something to do with sail.
Love at Sea, I think, was our next topic.
Let me just double check what that one was. Yeah, Love at Sea was our next topic. But of course, if there is a topic that you would like to see done, for sure, let us know, and we can get it thrown into the mix and get it talked about. So thank you all for coming on out tonight. And I look forward to seeing you guys all around the chat, the community, and wherever travels may take us. Dewey?
It's been fun. I think this is going to be a good thing to do every month. Hey, am I frozen up here?
No, you're unfrozen now.
Oh, okay. I keep forgetting that when I'm out of the screen, it freezes me up. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. I do believe this will be a fun new segment of episode. Yeah. I guess we're gonna call it episode, not segment.
Yeah.
But a new episode of the channel as we spread more light onto this community.
Rob's got topics planned for a whole year's worth of these, so get used to us. We're here to stay for a while.
For a little while, and we will see how the first year goes. So thank you all for coming on in, and I do see that Anthony has popped on in towards the end. Welcome on in, Anthony. We're just about to head on out. So hopefully you can catch us on hashtag Team Replay. So once again, thank you for all coming out tonight, and I'll see you all on the ICs or wherever Charles may take us. Until then, bye for now.
Ta-ta, y'all.
If I can find the outro.